Whether or not his flat eartherism was real, he did act on other conspiracy beliefs. For example, Mad Mike was a fervent proponent of the obscure conspiracy theory that a person's name, when spelled in all upper capitalization, such as on a birth certificate or a passport, is not actually their name, but rather a corporate entity that can be purchased and owned by someone else. So he purchased the entities of a number of famous people, such as Barack Obama, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Phil Spector, Warren Buffett, Paul McCartney, and many others, including judges and traffic cops who issued him speeding tickets. He did this by filing a Uniform Commercial Code 1, a UCC 1, financing statement with the California Secretary of State. UCC 1s are legal forms that a creditor files to give notice that it has or may have an interest in the personal property of a debtor, putting him in possession of, Mike believed, that person's entity.
I claim entities. I know how to claim entities. Yeah, I'm a pretty dangerous guy.
So like people's names, right?
Not their name, it's their entity. I know how to do it. I own Warren Edward Buffett. I own Barack Hussein Obama. I own Elon Reeve Musk. I own Mark Elliott Zuckerberg. They all know it. Honestly,
how do you own their entity? How does that work?
Well,
what's
because
an entity?
That's how you go through commerce. When you go through your life, you're not going through the name you was born under. You're going through the birth certificate name, which is the all uppercase name. It's not a name, it's an entity. It's a corporation. It's actually a dead corporate. You're declared dead at birth. They don't declare you're dead at birth. It even says that in the IRS manual. I used to have a copy of it here. Like when you join the Army, you're actually in infantry. Infantry is another word for infant. And you're not expected to grow up into an adult. It's bizarre. This is how you mail a letter across the United States for 3 cents. There's proof of it. I can go on for days, tell you about all the lies. I figured out the matrix. I know how to collapse it. I know how to collapse the courts, the prison system, and the government. The Department of Justice has stepped in. So now I claim 2 of their top attorneys' entities. I've threatened them, and now I'm suing them in court in August.
Is this in San Bernardino?
Yes, sir. I said, do not screw with me. I will step on you like a bug on the sidewalk. So I'm getting ready to shut the door on a lot of people. I mean, I got lawsuits against the DOJ. I filed against the 2 biggest attorneys for the Department of Justice. I tell you, screw you.
How many lawsuits do you have?
I know. I'm going to file 2 or 3 a week from now on. I'm going to close down total right now, around maybe 7, 8. I have 50 by the end of the year, if not longer. I'm going to shut down the court system. I figured, see, that's another thing. Yeah, I get all my court fees now for free because I'm on Social Security and I'm over 60, I'm at retirement age. So now you can't charge me for the $400 fee. I'll file as many as I want to.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, see? Now how can they charge you to file a court charge?
Right.
See?
Yeah.
Those people are paid anyway. See, it's all bizarre.
Yeah.
Once you look at it, you see the fraud. See, you cannot know the truth about anything unless you know the lie and or the deception. You got to know those 2 things first. Then you can know the truth.
So what's your goal in shutting it all down?
Start all over again. Shut everything down.
So that
Nothing's
they can
working.
do a better job?
Yeah, because that's where you take everything back, control back into the court system.
Right.
Because the people that should be in prison are not in prison.
Right.
I don't care if it's Joe Biden, Obama, I don't care who it is. I mean, it's just, it gets endless. Jerry Brown, really? Arnold Schwarzenegger should be in jail. He stole $3 million from the 9/11 plate fund, put it in a general fund. Jerry Brown took $1 million. I contacted Kamala Harris. I also own her, the senator, I own her entity also. I own it. She knows it. See? And now I've contacted the head people in Sacramento, the Dignitary Protection Service. I said, I own these entities. They cannot be on the property. They cannot get paid. And then they send me to the Department of Justice. You know what I mean? They never answer me.
Right.
See? No one wants to do their job. Everyone's in the cover their ass mode. I'm suing everybody in San Bernardino because how some cops acted towards me. Honestly, no one can even bring a lawsuit against me. It's impossible. You have to use my property, which is capitalization, Michael J. Hughes, which I own, and that's how they use court documents. So you can't even bring me into court. I can commit any crime I want to. Think about that for a second.
Oh, yeah.
I also own Gavin Newsom, the current governor. I own his entity. Xavier Becerra, the Attorney General, he can't operate. Alex Padilla, the lady that runs the Franchise Tax Board. I used to run the guy that had the California Highway Patrol that ran it. Something A. Farrell, I can't remember his first name. Joseph A. Farrell.
And
Now I'm threatening him at his new job in Davis as a police chief. I'm telling him, dude, you're a turd. I'm going to run over you. Because I sent San Bernardino Sheriff Office a notice never to use the term people of the state of California because I own that term. I own it. No one can use it. Where no one can be prosecuted. I've had cops, they write me a ticket, said you cannot use that capitalization of my name I was born with. Can't use it. I own it. It's $35,000. They're like, well, how do you own that? Oh, why don't you do your research, buddy? Why don't you research my tag? It says UCC 1-308. What's
So
that?
just by writing it, he's using it?
Yes, he's using it. Yes. Yes.
So is each any 35,000 or are they
Per
different
use,
prices?
with my consent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not even consenting for use. That's what I tell the courts.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow,
And
Monday
then you
morning
don't
court.
have to pay the ticket? Or
Actually,
they can't write it for you?
I told him not to write the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use my private property. If you want to use it, use upper and lower case, which is called descriptive text.
Oh.
If you look up all capitalization, that is a cross between Dog Latin and American Sign Language, which is a phony language. So the Chicago Style and Manual, which is how all documents are supposed to be prepared or go by, page 665 calls that language deceptive, corrupt, and it is called a foreign language. I obtained his court records from San Bernardino Court. He had filed dozens of lawsuits against these people in a futile attempt to extract large sums of money from them for using his property. These lawsuits were still lingering in San Bernardino Superior Court at the time of his death. The complaints he filed were typically one page in length, with common language such as, "This claim is validated by a recording via UCC filing and/or county recording," with the request that defendants cease and desist using his property. In some claims, he requested a $35,000 fee for using my property per use. In response to an earlier filing in the Phil Spector case by Mad Mike, a judge wrote, "Letter from Michael J. Hughes is being returned for the following reasons. Letter is not proper legal format. Please refer to California Rules of Court. Please seek legal advice." Damn. During our conversation, Mad Mike soon dovetailed into the topic of Obama, which I knew, of course, was coming at some point. I do the research.
Like library, the internet?
Both. Yeah.
Law books?
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, because I want to arm myself with that.
Right. Well, yeah, especially with what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, because it's dangerous what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But see, now I got a name, so now it's dangerous for them maybe to mess with me. If I was just some peon out here with no name, it's a little scary.
Right.
I have contacted the Secret Service in Washington and asked them to arrest Obama because I own that property. He cannot move. He cannot own the passport. So when you contact the Secret Service, tell them to basically arrest an ex-president, that's pretty serious.
Yeah. What did they say?
They don't contact me. Oh. They probably start checking in. They said it was right. Say, this fucking guy's onto something. Now they're looking into me and say there's 4,000 videos of this guy on the internet. He's ran for governor. He's got these court cases. We probably should leave this fucking guy alone. He filed a lawsuit against the former president in San Bernardino Court on September 24th, 2018, claiming fraud, copyright infringement, and trespass of property. The one-page claim filed against Barack Hussein Obama, a man formerly known as Barry Soetoro, states in language similar to the other entity fraud cases he has filed that Mad Mike, via a lawful UCC filing, owns as private property Barack Hussein Obama. Any trust, property, licenses, passports, stocks, real estate, pension, future payments, any transaction that has utilized my property to secure as a beneficiary or authorized agent is the private property of a man, Michael J. Hughes. A man, Barack Hussein Obama, has no lawful right or my consent to use my property. Order, trespass, restore property and compensation. The compensation will be any money, benefits, and property that a man, Barack Hussein Obama, has secured since my ownership of said property, Barack Hussein Obama. Never mind that Judge Brian S. McCarville dismissed Mad Mike's lawsuit against President Obama on February 7th, 2020. According to the hearing minutes, the hall was called for Michael J. Hughes without response. On the court's own motion, case order dismissed with prejudice, meaning permanently closed, as to entire action. Reason? No appearance, no proof of service. Parties not present, Michael J. Hughes, Barack Hussein Obama.
So he didn't even show up to his own court hearing. So much for overthrowing the system. As a side note, I should mention that he didn't just criticize Democratic politicians. He was an equal opportunity politician basher. For example, here's what he said about Trump and Kushner.
Is Trump the answer? No. I know too much stuff about him. He couldn't run his own casino law in Nevada.
Right.
Excuse me. Atlantic City, the Taj Mahal. I knew the guy went there and saved that. His name is Daryl Lurie, the top casino headhunter in the world. He's
What,
one.
did he run it to the ground or something?
Wait, Trump didn't know how to run it.
Oh.
He brought in someone else to save that casino. The first time, of course, he's went bankrupt since then. So if you can't run your own casino, how can you run a country?
Right.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
They say Trump's taking money from Israel. You know, all of his kids are married or dating somebody from Israel. Now that squirrely guy is his brother and his son-in-law. That Kushner
Jared?
guy, Kushner,
Yeah.
that guy's a turd. At one time, he's $1 billion in debt to 20 different companies, and he also took a $250,000 line of credit from George Soros for his real estate company.
It does seem kind of weaselly.
Oh, Kushner's a weasel. He's a weasel.
That said, he also mentioned at his first talk at the Adventurers Club in February 2019 that he was going to paint "Build the Wall" on the side of his rocket, purely to gain media attention. And he later said in a press statement that his third rocket launch is about my personal desire to inspire my fellow Americans to help make this country great again. Trump is the greatest president since there's been a president. I intend to spread the word about MAGA with my homegrown steam-powered manned rocket. He added that he hoped Trump would invite him to the White House. But back to his court cases.
I think I got the answer. I'm going to collapse the world with this, claiming these. I'm going to start claiming Rothschilds. All that stuff. All I got to do is have one. I can control everything. The banking system, prison system, government, everything. Eventually I'll sue everybody. Eventually I'll get a court date. And all I got to do is win one of these cases and this thing falls like a domino. So, I mean, I threatened the sheriff in San Bernardino, John McMahon. I called him a turd. So you're a weenie. How many people calls the sheriff a weenie? Because he can't do nothing with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't you also get entities of judges too?
Yeah, 3 of them.
All San Bernardino?
Yeah. 3 of them in Fontana. Actually, the presiding judge I own also. I'm getting ready to turn everything upside down. Upside down.
According to Waldo Stakes, Mike got arrested in late 2019 or early 2020 for extortion, spent 3 weeks in jail, then got bailed out by a benefactor from New Jersey for $45,000, and was still under indictment at the time of his death. I mean, it makes sense. That's what he was doing, basically. Here's how Waldo explained it.
Mike believed in maritime law, superseding the Constitution and the Constitution. He studied it all the fucking time. And he could have been a lawyer probably, okay? So then he said, Waldo, I figured it out. I said, what did you figure out? He goes, I figured out I'm going to be rich. He goes, and I'm going to take care of certain people. He meant the St. Jude's Hospital, okay? He said, I'm gonna help them take care of all the kids they can with cancer and shit like that. How are you going to do it? He goes, I'm going to sue all these assholes. I'm going to take all their money. Who are you going to sue? It started out with Governor Brown. Yeah. So, but the idea was he hated injustice. Okay, he really did. I'm not saying he was a saint. He was a dick, but I'm saying he was. But I'm saying he hated injustice, like a lot of people do. So he goes, I got it figured out. Well, here's the thing: maritime law. If you were some guy's wife, and he died in a shipping accident, or went to sea, when they went to sea, it was 50-50. Those ships got to the other side, and it was 50-50. They're coming back. You may never see your husband again when he boarded a sailing ship. Okay, so the way maritime law was, these ships were all owned by companies. Okay, so the companies would go, all right, so that ship went down, we lost all these guys, how they compensate for some of their losses, they have to pay back whoever had the freight and stuff like that. That's how insurance companies came into being, cover the loss of that freight, okay? But we're gonna keep all our guys shit because it's something coming back to us, okay? So what happened is, the wives would have to buy their husband's name in capital letters, and this is where it sounds stupid, okay? So now he's a corporation, and she's in charge of that corporation. And the companies would have to give her back his stuff, his money, his savings, whatever he had. Okay, a lot of these guys saved their money with the company, with the shipping company they worked for. Okay? People don't know how to work, but that's how it worked. So Mike said, Waldo, if I buy people's names in capital letters and become the CEO of their company, I own all their shit. I said, do you think that would work? He called an attorney in New York. He goes, I'm not sure, but you may have something here. That's what he said, okay? He said, well, would you work to represent me? He goes, no. He goes, I wouldn't have a client in hell, right? Okay, so that's what happened. He goes, so Mike said, okay, I'll do it myself. Let's see, he sued Jerry Brown. He sued Paul McCartney, hated Paul McCartney. He sued, Paul McCartney's a big full of shit guy. He sued O.J. Simpson. In fact, for that court case, he went, I want to say to Boston to confront O.J. Simpson's attorney. He flew to Boston to argue with the guy. The guy told him if he didn't get the fuck out of there, he was going to call the cops and have him put in the pokey, you know. So let's see, who was he? Anyway, 200 people come down the line. Okay? He's got 200 cases going. People he didn't like. He didn't like Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. I think he is the PT bottom of space. I love that fucking guy. I'd work for him in a minute if he asked for free. Okay? He sued Warren Buffett. He sued all these billionaires. He goes, well, they made it all illegally. See, all these high-end politicians, Nancy Pelosi, that goes without saying, you know, all these people, right? They've got 200 lawsuits pending. There isn't a day that goes by and pull his mail where that case was kicked out because he didn't show up because he's dead. Okay, so the last thing that happened was, okay, he had this gray limousine. So he custom made it, looked like the Batmobile. Okay, not these. This was a real custom. Basically reworked the whole. They look cool. Okay, and he decided he didn't have to have a license plate because some law he looked up said that if you are traveling and the cops pull you over, ask you for your license plate, you can say, by this law, and I can't remember, he'll quote it to you, UC 1301, something like that. That's what's in my mind. You know, he said, I don't have to have that license plate. You know, having a license plate, you guys should be able to rape us for this kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Well, the cops didn't see it that way. So he's going down Big Bear. He's heading down San Bernardino on the back way, enjoying the view. Has a problem with the car. Pulls over, cops roll up. If you don't have a valid license plate, I do, that's mine. He goes, where'd it come from? I made it. He's like, and it looked good. Look, it said UCC 1301. You can find, you go on YouTube, there'll be hundreds of guys that'll tell you that is true. Mike thought, it makes sense to me. The cops didn't, well, not so much. So what they did was, they brought in a wrecker and they hauled it to a boneyard. And then they, real quick, they scrapped it because they wanted to teach Mike a lesson, okay? So Mike got pissed. So what he did was he filed a court case to sue that company that hauls it. Happens to be the guy who runs it as an ex-sheriff. You know, it's this bullshit, you know. It's mafia bullshit. And then the cops who did it were making fun out of him and stuff like this. So he bought their names, the attorneys that represented them's names, the judges who heard the case, the company, everybody who was in that company, all their names, and their attorneys. So it was 16 people, okay? And what happened is when the judge said, and this judge that happened to be hearing the case is the premier judge in San Bernardino County. And now these fucking guys are crooked, in my opinion. Okay, I'm entitled to my opinion, okay? And it's my wife's a court reporter. I know a little bit more than most people do, okay? But anyway, so the point is, okay? Mike bought all their names and was suing them all in court. The judge decided that's extortion. Because Mike sent him a letter, he goes, I bought your names, according to this law, blah, 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 you owe me all your shit, contact me so you can give me all your assets, okay? The judge is like, that's extortion. We sent cops up, picked him up, took him to jail.
From here?
Yeah, okay? So when he told me, he goes, Waldo, what's going on? What are you doing, man? I'm in jail. For what? You know, he's like, oh, yeah, I remember I told you I was going to buy all those guys' names, so I did. The judge got mad, and they came and took me away. And I said, what's your bail? This is the part that freaks you out. $650,000. I said, dude, you could do double fucking murder and not see $650,000 bail, okay? Wow. I said, how'd they come up with that? They want to stop this shit. He goes, because they know, Waldo. They know that I'm right there. I may not have everything just right, but one of these days, one of these cases is going to click, and everybody who hates somebody is going to buy their fucking name and take their shit away from them. They know it's going to happen. He goes, which is okay because it'll cause chaos in the country. This country needs to be reeled in. People need to straighten themselves out. That's what he said. Because most people are rich are assholes. They're not good people. They didn't get that money, honestly. So they hauled him away. He went to jail. I started calling all his friends. I said, $650,000 his bail was $65,000. Like, you got it? I go, I don't know, $600, you know? I said, but, you know, I'm trying to put together a group, the Flat Earth guys, Tim Osmond, a handful of those guys. He calls me up, some dude from New Jersey I never heard. Sounds like a syndicate guy. Because, yeah, I believe in what Mike is doing. I believe he's right. I'll post his bail. I said, I don't know how much they're gonna go. He goes, I already contacted bail bondsman. He said, I'll take $45,000 cash. I'm gonna give it to him. It's like, holy shit, I thought this guy's jerking me around. Nope, Mike was out the next day, okay? He wasn't jerking around. And so now I'm trying to, the 30th, the courts are gonna open up again. My wife's going back to work. I'm gonna go back to the court with his death certificate to see if I can get that $45,000 back to that guy, because he did that. That's where it's at. And that's what happened. People can say whatever they want. I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's what happened. I don't know about it being extortion. I think the judge wanted to teach him a lesson because he's coming after the judge, man. I'm the top judge dog there is. That's me. See what I mean? Don't be coming after me. I'm going to have your ass. That's what happened. But it made Mike look, the press got a hold of it, made Mike look like another kooky guy. But honestly, that attorney says, it's like right there, man. If there's something, if you could do a couple other little things. He wasn't sure exactly what. One of those cases going to go through. All you need a jury to go, yeah, that's his stuff. That's it. I might get 200 cases pending. I got all the files here. I kept the files because I thought someday if I tell this story, nobody's going to believe this.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for new episodes of Well Read every week or two. You can find this show on YouTube and PasadenaMedia.org. I'm Justin Chapman signing off. Learn more about my work at JustinDouglasChapman.com. And remember, a life well read is a life well spent. So go read a book. Till next time.